Okay, you have to stop the video. So let me move my finger out of the way. And now I'm gonna show you all the things that are in front of you, okay? That'll make it's a lot easier to see. There's the map. And actually, I think I'm gonna walk out and walk back in so you can kind of see what it looks like. And I'm assuming you haven't been in a metro station. You probably have been. So forgive me if I'm showing you stuff that you're like, really, lady? I already knew how to get into the metro station. But anyway, here we go. So here we are, my metro station. On this side, there's turnstiles. They have these big gates because they could shut it off if there was some kind of an emergency. When you walk in on this side, you see the machines where you can get your card. You see the kiosk where you can get help if you need it. And their turnstiles are on both sides. It doesn't matter which side you go to. Oh yeah, here's the elevator too, just so you can see that. So see how it's green? It has a green arrow, and now it has a red arrow. Oop, that didn't work. So his card didn't work. So he's figured out, oh, you know what? I need some more money on my card. So he's headed over to the machine. So I'm gonna go up to it. And all the green arrows, it just means you can go in that direction. If it's red, sometimes the station will turn some of them red so that people can do two-way traffic, but I think they're just green unless somebody's coming in from the other direction, and then it's red. But obviously, you're not going to walk through when somebody else is coming through from the other side. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take my card. I'm going to put it on top of this picture, and it's going to open the little gate, and I'm going to walk through. And it also told me how much money I had left on my card. So as you're entering, you can see how much money you have. And if your card said like you have $3 or something, then you might not have enough to get to your destination. But I know I have enough. So, because what happens is it charges, or it doesn't charge your card yet. It registers where I'm starting, which is Brookland Station, and then where I get off. It will also register where I get off, and that's when it'll charge me. So you have to have your card as you're entering and as you're exiting. So put it someplace where it's easy to access, but also where it's safe and it's not going to fall. All right, so now I'm up on the platform, and today I don't think I'm going to go anywhere today because I think this will probably be a long enough video without me actually going anywhere. So I'm just going to walk around and let you see what the platform is like. So as I said, this is called a center platform. So it's just one big platform, and on one side we have the trains going towards Shady Grove, and on this side we have the trains going towards Glenmont. It's like, it's Glen something, Glenmont. All right, so, and that is, I think we talked about this before, but if not, here we go. So Glenmont is one end of the red line, and Shady Grove is the other end of the red line. So all that means is if I am here at Brookland and I want to go to Tacoma, then I'm going to board the train that's going in the direction of Glenmont. If I'm at Brookland and I want to go to Gallery Place, then I'm going to board the train that's going towards Shady Grove. So I'm going to stand on the side of the platform that says Shady Grove, and I don't know if you can see this sign. It's kind of hard to see the signs that are lit up, but it does say, it says Shady Grove. I don't think you can see it. It looks like it's moving, but it's not. And there's also usually, oh yeah, here we go. It's down here. There's usually one, I guess you'd say a column or pole or something that has the stops on it. So if you're not sure, you can find that. And it's all the way down here. Usually it's kind of more centrally located, but it's way down here, kind of in this direction. So let's head this way and I'll show it to you. So if you can't see the sign for whatever reason, maybe the sun is in your face, or it could be, I don't know, it could be hard to read. It's like an electronic sign. So if you can't see it, then come on over and find the pole. And this one's going to be really hard to see because we've got the sun shining. But this is pointed towards this track, all right? So it's giving me all the stops that are going to be on this side. So if I get on the train that's coming on this track, then I can get to any of these places, all right? So you could check, and you could be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to Gallery Place, so I am going to face this track and get on the train that comes this way. All right, and this is actually the Shady Grove side, and you can see at the bottom that the last stop is Shady Grove, and here comes the train. This is the train going in the direction of Glenmont. And on the other side of this pole, we have the places that this train will stop before it gets to Glenmont. All right, so we're gonna just listen for a minute. Here comes the train. The door is gonna open. I'm gonna get in the shade so we can actually see this video. Right, so they're gonna tell you when the doors are gonna shut, so you have some warning. That's your warning. And once they say that, the doors are going to close, and if you're in the way, the door's going to close on you. So you want to make sure you get on right when you hear that ding ding sound, because you don't want to get squished in the door. I've had it happen to me before, and it's scary. So anyway, there goes the train, and I'll show you some of the safety features that are here. First of all, there's some benches and little shelter areas that you can sit. This station's nice because everything's covered up. Some of them you're just kind of out in the open, but this one, even if it's raining, you can stand up here and stay dry. But they do have these warning strips here, so this lets you know when you feel these bumps that you're getting really close to the track, so stop. And if you're standing on this, like if I'm standing on top of this, when the train is coming, it will beep at me. All right, so don't stand on it, stand right behind it. And I would say get close to the track, because you want to be ready to get on, and you know, you don't want to be standing way back and moseying on over, because you want to be able to get on before the door is going to shut on you. So stand close to these bumps. Let that kind of be a guide. Stand near them, but not on them. All right. So let's see if we can see the sign from this side, because I'd like for you to see what it looks like if you haven't before. Here's the sign, the electronic sign, and all it has on it is, yeah, it's really hard to see, but what it has on it is, at the top, it has line, so it says LN, there's 3 columns, LN, and then it says car, and then it says destination, and then it says minutes, and so the line is red, the cars is how many cars the train has, and here comes the Shady Grove side train. So how many cars are on the train, which is kind of nice to know. So if it says it only has 6 cars, then you don't want to be out way at the end of the platform, because you might have to run to get to the place where the train actually is stopping. And then it says destination Glenmont, and then the last column says when the train is going to show up. And it also has, it just switched, and it has some announcements on there. It's saying elevator outage at Benning Road, places where the elevator's not working, and that is applicable for people who have disabilities, like in a wheelchair or something, and they can't walk. They have to have the elevator, so they need to know, like, hey, if I stop, not going to have an elevator because I'm going to be in trouble. So they need to know that stuff. So anyway, so then the last little column is minutes, and that tells you when the train that you're waiting for is going to come. And this one says arriving, so sure enough, here comes the Glenmont train arriving. And then the next one is 5 minutes, and the one after that is 14 minutes. So that gives you a good idea of how long you're going to have to stand on the platform and wait. All right. So here comes people getting off this train, and we're just going to go back down. So we're going to go down, and I think that, I'll wait until the person stops. So the person on the train just announced what this stop was and what the next stop is. So we're on the escalator, and if you're going on the escalator in DC, if you're not walking down, if you just want to stand on the escalator, you should move to the right. If you want to walk down, you should move to the left. And you can usually tell if someone's visiting by the fact that they don't know that. So here we go. Oh, here, you should know this. All right, so this is, if you had gotten on the train and you realized, oh man, when I swiped my card, it only had $1 on it or $2 on it. I'm not gonna make it to my destination. I'm gonna need money. So before you actually exit through the turnstile with your card, you can add money. It says exit fare, so you can insert your card and it'll tell you, you know, you can add whatever amount of money. You can use cash or you can use credit. It also has an audio, so it tells you exactly what to do. All right, so that's what you do there if you have run out of money. Otherwise, we're just going to go through, and then I'm going to give you a view of the fare machine without me being backwards. All right, I think that'll be easier to see. So here I go again. I'm going to put this here and open the gate, and I went through. All right, so let's walk over to the machine. And we bought a card. So now I'm just going to check the value of my card. So actually, let's look at the machine, all the different parts of it. Here is where you're finding out what you're going to do, actually. So the first step, when you're using this machine and you already have a card, which I do, I just want to check my balance. So you can see there's a little picture of a Smart Trip card. I'm going to put my card there, and it's going to tell me my card total is $675, all right? So I can then decide if I want to A, or B, add value, C, purchase a pass, and I think that means like a pass for like a weekly or monthly pass. I've never done that before, so I don't really know. But I'm usually going to pick B to add value. I'm not going to do that now. We'll do that in another lesson maybe. But anyway, so that's kind of the idea of where everything is with the card. It's all in really big letters, which is nice with a lot of contrast. So there's the audio button. Here's where you change the value to add more, because it kind of automatically just adds a set amount, and then you can up it if you want to add more to your card. You don't want to keep too much on your card because it's easy to lose your card, but you can also register.
Canceled. Audio deactivated.
All right, so see, if you stand around and you don't do something, like you're not sure what to do, then it just cancels, so it's no big deal. But anyway, whatever was I saying? If you can register your card online, so that if you lose it, it's kind of like canceled, and then you can get a new one and add that money to it. But just don't leave a lot of money on your card and you won't really have a problem. And then the other thing I said was you can also do everything with your phone, which is probably what you would do, because you are probably really smart with your phone, unlike me. So anyhow, and then here's push to cancel. So if you're here and you're like, oh wait, I didn't bring any money, and you're already into the whole transaction, you can press cancel. But then wait and make sure it cancels, because you don't want somebody else to come up and start messing with what your card value is. All right, so here's all the different things. Here's where you pay with the credit card, and that's if you have to enter a PIN. There's where you get a receipt. Here's where the Smart Trip card came out. Here's where you put in bills, and you can use 1s, 5s, 10s, or 20s, so that's convenient. All right, I think that pretty much gives you an idea. If you were using cash and you canceled and you needed your money back, it would come out here. And if you had any problem with this machine, like if it took your money, it didn't give you a card, whatever, then just go to the station manager and they can help you. Don't just feel like, oh well, I'm screwed. You can always go to them and they can help. All right, so I'm gonna walk out and I'll show you where the elevator is. Oh, actually, this station does have 2 exits, which it just goes to the left. It's telling you you're gonna go to a certain road into Catholic University. And so what happens is you go up that way and you're pretty much on the campus of Catholic University. And then if you go to the right, you're where the buses are going to pick you up. Shuttle buses are there, the elevator's up there, and you're going towards 10th Street, so you can see. So you kind of know, hey, I'm going, so for me, I live on 10th Street and Taylor Street. So I'm definitely going to go to Taylor Street. If I wanted to go this way, maybe I want to go to a shop or a restaurant that's up there, then I would go that way. So I'm going this way towards my house. And this is the elevator that takes you up to the street level. So if you were using the elevator, here it is. And then you would have to walk to the other elevator to get up to the platform. So this elevator just gets you down from up where the street level is. So we're underground now. And we're going to go up. We've got stairs or escalators. So I'm going to take the escalator. there's always a big giant column in front of all the metro stations that tells you which one you're at, so you don't have to be confused about that. So there we are, Brookland. And then this is called the bus loop. So we have buses that come here, right? And there's several different ones, and there's a bunch of different bus shelters. So if you were coming on this metro and then taking a bus somewhere, you would want to figure out which bus you're going to take, or if you haven't know already, hopefully. And then you find the sign that has the bus where you're going, and there's letters on each of the bus shelters, so you can kind of figure it out which one you want to go to. But the sign is what's going to help you because you need to know what bus you're taking. All right, so the bus loop is just a big, it's kind of like an oval circle, or an oval. And then there's several different buses that show up. And you can also find out, let's go across because this is kind of cool. I don't know if they have it here. Oh yeah, they did. So let's try the audio over here. So most of the new bus shelters, which this is a new bus shelter, have an audio feature. So if you walk up and you're like, man, where's my bus coming? It tells you there's a little electronic sign up here, but if you can't read it, you can do the audio. And there's the audio button. You can't really hear it. So I can't really hear it because there's a bus that's making a lot of noise. But you just have to wait for the bus to leave. So maybe we'll wait for the bus to leave. There's also the other option for figuring out when your bus is coming is, this one has a hole in it unfortunately, but this is just the bus schedule. And I think we looked at a bus schedule. I can't remember. I think we did. But if we didn't, I have one and I can show it to you next time we're together. So this is also a way to know in advance, like when are your buses supposed to be coming. Oh, and so I remember we did talk about this because we talked about time stops. So this bus, it has a time stop. So it was sitting there for a few minutes waiting for the time to be up. And so some people got on at the last minute, which was fortunate for them. All right, so I'm going to go farther away so that I'm not annoying anyone. I'm going to go to bus shelter C. No one's in it. And let's see, what bus stops here? This is the H6 bus comes here. You can see it on the sign. Goes to Fort Lincoln. All right, and here is the schedule for that. And then there is the electronic sign telling me that it's going to come in 1 minute or 21 minutes. And then here is the audio.
Route H6 to Fort Lincoln. First bus arriving in 1 minute. Second bus arriving in 21 minutes.
Ruta H6. Destino Fort Lincoln. Primer autobús llega en 1 minuto. Segundo autobús llega en 21 minutos.